Hi, I'm Dan Handelman. I'm with the group Portland Cop Watch, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about an assessment report that came out recently about Portland's Police Review Board. So in late January of 2008, this 136-page report came out telling us all about Portland's so-called Independent Police Review Division, or IPR. And for those of you who don't know, the way the IPR works is that if you file a complaint about police misconduct, this Independent Police Review Division takes your complaint, and then if they decide that it's worthy of investigation, they hand it over to the Portland Police Bureau, and then police investigate other police. The report highlights that there's a really easy relationship between IPR Director Leslie Stevens and the Internal Affairs Division, which she's supposed to be overseeing. And surprisingly, the day that the report came out, she announced that she was going to be moving to a job inside the Portland Police Bureau at the Office of Professional Standards.
Morning, Ralph. Morning, Sam. Have a good day, Ralph. Thanks, Sam.
People told the consultant that they didn't trust the way the review board works. In fact, no more than 30% of the people who've ever used the system have ever given it positive reviews. Part of the problem might be that 63% of the complaints that were handled in 2006 were dismissed out of hand. One major issue addressed by the consultant is that the IPR and the city auditor who oversees it seem to prefer doing their work behind the scenes rather than in public forum. And the consultant, Eileen Luna Firebaugh, who has headed up 3 police review boards, mentioned that police review boards and transparency are about the public knowing the public's business. Auditor Blackmer told the Portland Tribune that he thinks the Portland model avoids the posturing that comes with a public wrestling match, to which Ms. Luna Firebaugh responds, the behind-the-scenes approach subverts the move toward transparency that is a fundamental premise of civilian oversight. One of the strongest components of Portland's current review board is that it has a 9-member citizen review committee, which is supposed to be holding appeals of misconduct cases. The way they get them is that a person who's unsatisfied with the investigation is supposed to file an appeal with the IPR, but the IPR has refused to put appeal forms in the envelopes with the letter that tells them what the findings were. And Ms. Luna Firebaugh notes that there were 29 appeals heard in 2002, but only a total of 8 appeals heard in all of 2005, 2006, and 2007 combined. It seems like the attitude about the Citizen Review Committee is that they're not really needed, and one staff person told her that they're not instrumental to the work of the IPR. They take them to meetings and such. One of the most disturbing findings of the report is that the consultant discovered several cases where officers either admitted to misconduct or were found to have violated police bureau policies, but they were not disciplined. Chief Rosie Sizer explained in those cases that the commanders didn't feel that discipline was appropriate, or else officers were not familiar with the rules that they were supposed to be following. Now, can you imagine any of us from the community saying, oh, I didn't know that that's what the rules were? I've heard that ignorance of the law is no excuse.
2 simple words in the English language. I forgot.
When a citizen does receive the findings from a full investigation, they're supposed to be among these which are national standards. Sustained, meaning that the officer did something wrong. Unfounded, meaning that what the person said is not what actually happened. Exonerated, meaning that what the officer did was within bureau policy. Or insufficient evidence, meaning that maybe it happened and maybe it didn't. It's more of a he said, she said. In late July, the Portland Police Bureau changed the word for the unfounded finding and the insufficient evidence finding, pulling them together into one category of unproven. The consultant says that that makes Portland completely outside the national standard, will make it very difficult to compare to other cities, and wonders why we chose this new word, unproven.
It's like those French have a different word for everything.
In order for a citizen to file an appeal if they're unhappy with the outcome of the findings, they have to file that appeal within 30 days. And if they file between 30 and 60 days, the IPR director gets to decide whether or not their appeal has merit. And if it's longer than 60 days, forget it. You're not able to file that appeal. Similarly, if you file a complaint that they consider to be minor misconduct, like rudeness, you have to file that within 60 days. If it's a more serious allegation, you only have 6 months to file it. And if it's a criminal matter, then you have unlimited time to file it. However, the police also have deadlines. They're supposed to meet a deadline of 10 weeks in order to finish the investigation if it's going to go to the Performance Review Board, where they decide what discipline an officer should get. But the head of the Internal Affairs Division, Captain John Tellis, told the consultant, the 10-week deadline is not a drop-dead deadline. Rather, it is a guideline.
Well, you were supposed to keep to the code. We figured there were more actual guidelines.
To ensure independence and thorough investigations, the consultant suggests that the IPR should hire independent investigators and have them conduct investigations under certain circumstances and not turn the cases over to the Portland Police Bureau, which will help boost public confidence. To avoid the mistrust that's built up by having a lot of work be done behind the scenes, the consultant suggests that there be more public meetings and more outreach done, and that the IPR publish annual reports, which they haven't done since 2004. To empower the Citizen Review Committee, the consultant suggests that they be the ones that decide when it's appropriate for the IPR to handle independent investigations, that they be given their own staff person, that they do more policy review, and that they be able to take the appeals directly from the public instead of having it be handled through the IPR office. To get back on track with other cities, the consultant suggests that the Portland reinstate its insufficient evidence finding, and also add new findings of policy failure, supervisory failure, or training failure. And that way, even if the officer did something that was within policy and the policy itself needs to be looked at, policy failure finding would help pinpoint that policy for further review. So the consultant, Eileen Luna Firebar, will be presenting this report on Thursday, February 28th at Portland City Council, downtown at 1221 Southwest 4th at 2 p.m. It's a Thursday afternoon, and Portland Cop Watch will be there. If you want to know more information about this report, you can contact us. Our contact information is email copwatch@portlandcopwatch.org. Our website is portlandcopwatch.org, and our phone number is 503-236-3065. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something about Portland's Police Review Board, and please tell your friends to check out this video and learn more about Portland's system for complaints against police misconduct. Thanks again. My name is Dan Handelman with Portland Cop Watch. Hope to see you on the 28th.